Hey guys, what's up? I hope everyone's fine, everyone's doing good. I'm back with another video, Samael and Lucifer. So before we get to the video, before we get to the main part of the video, let us understand who exactly Samael is, as we all know who Lucifer is. So Samael is a well-known figure on the left-hand path, but is oftentimes misunderstood. The reason for this is that he is known as the archangel, yet at the same time his duties are a little darker than his, archangelic duties, and he is the original angel of death, making him one of the archangels to serve in the heavens. However, his name translates to the venom of God or the poison of God, and in these latter attributes that most people know regarding this role on the left-hand path. Samael is associated with the planet Mercury. Okay, so the whole mercurial correspondence has to do with another name associated with him, which is the demon in charge of blindness. The ability to see and thus to perceive are traits of Mercury. The prince of thieves, in this case, Samael, can help us see but can conversely make us blind. This is in line with the correspondence of being the poison of God. Alternative versions are he's also the medicine of God, perfume of God, but mainly he's the poison of God. The same being that kills can also heal, and this is definitely true in the case of Samael. So let's try and understand why Samael is called the poison, the poison of God. So let us see. Samael poisons a system, specifically a system created by humanity, with the poison of God. This means that what he brings to humanity is a toxin that the world needs at the time to grow. But have you really thought about that? What is the worst poison you can give humanity? The answer is simple: death. Therefore, in this way, it is Samael that brought death into the world. If you put this into context of Abrahamic beliefs, this means that he that inspired Cain to kill Abel. Now, this is a different story. This story is more detailed. Analyzing this further, we come to realization that Samael is both the poison of God and the archangel of death, thus showing us that he can go and be wherever he pleases. He is an Hebraic equivalent to Mercury or Anubis, is that he is not confined to one particular vibration, but rather he can shift his to adapt to whatever environment he finds himself. This is one of the subtle lessons to take away from working with him. Too many people focus on the poison of God aspect or his demonic aspect, but to only focus on these would be a discursive to him. Like most of us, he can be an angel or a demon, and a lot of that depends on the environment around us and the appropriate response to it. By working with Samael, we train ourselves to be better alchemists in what we become better at transmutation and adaptation. Each one of us has a dark side and a light side, and knowing when to exercise each is a life lesson that can further empower us as we walk the path of self-actualization, self-empowerment, and personal empowerment. When we realize that many things can actually be changed, and after we have developed discerning skills to know this, we can then step further into our personal power, becoming more of an archangel in our own way. He serves as a reminder to us that we can change things through the Vitrolium formula from alchemy. The Vitrolium formula is a Latin phrase which translates to visit the interior of the earth, and by rectifying you will find the hidden stone, which is the true medicine. By taking situations and bringing them in line with our will, we guide our ascent in a faster and more focused way. This is one of the most effective things Samael can teach us, yet more emphasis is placed on his demonic side than the wisdom that comes with the application of his poison. In chemistry, once a foreign agent is introduced into a controlled environment, all it takes is enough of the substance to achieve critical mass, and then the entire environment changes in a way that it cannot go back to the previous state. Thus, we find Samael an agent of change above all else, and one that can assist us in moving through situations as well as changing situations by sharing our poison with the environment we find ourselves in. Let us move our attention to the union of Lilith and Samael. though, as this relationship is very important to our individual work and the work of the temple. It has been said that the joining together of these two will bring about the end of the world, and that is something to seriously consider, is it not? If Samael is the agent of change, then Lilith is the fire, force, and vigor which it is carried out. She is the essential energy, also known as the quintessence that propels us forward quickly and effectively as we travel up the path of ascending flame. She is the divine female that is receptive to all, yet fully in control of her own destiny and desires. While he is the agent of change, she is the energy that he carries, and thus she could be considered the poison that flows through his veins. It is important to note though that in this context poison is not a dirty word but rather is referring to a foreign element introduced into an already existing system that creates change through immunity. Thus he carries her and she vitalizes him, and it is through this sacred union that also the female and male union side of the equation to consider as well. It is not necessary to go in detail. This whole sacred union is extremely, detailed. So let us begin to the main part. Samael and Lucifer. We will be merging Samael and Lucifer. Guys, trust me, this is way too intense. And this meditation, this invocation ritual can change your life. Samael and Lucifer are approached as two masks of the same archetype. The merging of Samael, Lucifer, and Lilith through sexual act opens way to primordial serpent dragon consciousness that is aimed at on the Ophidian path of self-initiation. You'll have to begin this practice by making a sigil, which is already on the screen. You will anoint the sigil with your blood, and then you'll sit in a comfortable position. Put it in front of you or hold it in your hand. Focus your attention on the image, and we shall begin chanting the calling. Samael, Lucifer, serpent and the dragon of Eden, open for me the path of transgression and transform me through your poison. Annihilate illusion and ignorance and lead me to the freedom and illumination. I call you by the blood of the dragon and in the name of the dragon, O Draken Omegas. As you chant, visualize the sigil glow with the golden red flames of Samael, Lucifer. This energy is dark, solar and masculine, but it also embraces the feminine current of Lilith. Envision the sigil as a gate to the other side and feel the presence of both, Samael and Lilith, awaiting invitation to enter your consciousness. This energy may feel sensual, erotic, triggering a lot of emotions, fluctuating from passion and euphoria to the deepest longing and sorrow. Let it happen. These are all natural manifestations of this particular current and demons. You may also feel a need to empower communion with these energies by combining it with an autoerotic trance. Feel free to do it and present your sexual fluids as an offering if you wish. Envision yourself merging with Lilith or with Samael. Transcend your sense of duality and become one, and then the other, and finally both together, transforming into the other God. Focus on your third eye and envision the Prince of Darkness manifesting in your temple. See him as a shadow figure holding the chalice filled with his poison. You can envision him as a dark angel with black wings, or as a lion serpent. More often, however, he comes as a dark initiator, like Lucifer appearing as a black hooded figure. To drink the venom of God, you will need a chalice. In that chalice, you will either put a glass of wine or your blood. Drink the this will be a sacrament, visualizing that you drink the poison from Samael's chalice and let your consciousness merge with his. His senses become your senses and his power becomes your power. This experience can be accompanied by visions of transforming into the Prince of Darkness himself. Another method is to visualize yourself being presented an empty chalice chalice by Samael and then filling it with your own blood, which contains all that is poisonous and harmful in your life, all negative energy, illness, and emotions such as fear, stress, sorrow, etc. You can do it. You can actually do it physically by dripping some blood into the chalice with the sacred mint. Then envision that this poison is drank by Samael or poured into the womb of Lilith to be transformed into a positive and empowering force before you drink it. Now remember one thing, guys. This sacred mint that's in the chalice is very, very powerful. It holds the energy, it holds the currents of these particular archetype, Lucifer, Samael, and Lilith. These currents will change your life. After this ritual, you will have a lot of confidence. Now let's move forward with the main invocation of Samael. With the flaming trident, I open the gates to the void, and I invoke Samael, the Prince of Darkness, to come to my temple and manifest. In the name of the dragon, O Magus, Archangel Samael, I call thee to my temple this unholy night. Bringer of poison, death, and wrath, I welcome you into my temple to bring change, seducer of the pure, commander of legions, and revile angel. I invoke you into my soul, bless me with your potence, and empower my seed to bring dark fruit into being. Stir, awaken, and descend from your heaven and rise from your hell to heed my call. I invoke you into my temple, into my being, to remove the blindness imposed by the world. Poison my system to make me immune to the illusions of Yahweh and give me command of your millions of angels. Strengthen my amulet with your power and guide my ascent unto the unholy throne. Magician prince of the devils, lion-faced god with 12 wings, I summon thee into my spirit to empower and enlighten me in the ways of reality. May your guidance and changes carry me further onto the path of Lucifer's flame. Focus on the vision of Samael as Lucifer, the serpent in the Garden of Eden, partner of Lilith and initiator of the path. Visualize that you merge with him and feel his essence rising with you. This again can be experienced as a poisonous force which burns like fire, flowing throughout your body and cleansing your aura. At the same time, you may feel strong emotions coming up to the surface to be cleansed and refined. It may feel sexual, as lust is a powerful force in the genosis of Samael, and it may also trigger an intense desire of transgression. Both transgression and transformation are key concepts in the rites of Samael. Embrace this experience and open yourself to the consciousness of the bringer of change. When you feel ready to close the working, do it with traditional words of closing and thank Samael for his presence and assistance. And so it is done.